Street harassment is one of the most pervasive forms of gender-based violence and one of the least legislated against. There's a clear legal framework to reproach sexual harassment and abuse in the home and at work, but when it comes to the streets, all bets are off. This gap isn't because street harassment hurts any less. It's because there hasn't been a solution. Mobile technology has given us an unprecedented opportunity to end street harassment, and with it, the ability to take on one of the final new frontiers for women's rights around the world. At Hollaback, we want to live in a world where street harassment is so rare that when it does happen, people are shocked because everyone knows it's not okay and they know how to respond. But to get from here to there, we need to make visible every foul and unfathomable detail of our harassment to the cynics who say street harassment doesn't happen. We want to collect over 2,000 stories of harassment and train leaders in 25 new communities to pair digital storytelling with on-the-ground action, like rallies, workshops, and meetings with legislators. Hollaback has empowered people in more than 60 cities and 20 countries to respond to street harassment through our online network and free app. Users are encouraged to speak up when they see harassment by quickly documenting it and sharing it to a publicly viewable map. Hollaback provides support to those harassed and proof that street harassment is a serious problem, warranting a serious response from policymakers. There are four main strategies underlying our work. First, we break the silence by documenting harassment through words, pictures, and maps. Second, we inspire international leadership by training young women and LGBTQ leaders throughout the world to lead the movement to end street harassment in their community. Third, we shift public opinion by inspiring individuals to take action through educational workshops in schools, universities, and communities, as well as through media. And finally, we engage elected officials by presenting collected and mapped data to policymakers in areas experiencing high instances of street harassment so that we can work together to find community-based solutions. We have a professional evaluation consultant who works with us pro bono to establish metrics for our long-term success. We have an organizational logic model that highlights our three areas of impact: leadership development, systems change, and cultural change. Under each area, we have specific goals, such as number of site leaders trained, number of stories told, growth of the movement into new cities, and legislative impact. Our staff meets regularly to track progress, and when we see that something isn't working, we adjust course. I'm proud to say that we've consistently outperformed every goal that we've set. People tend to take the name Hollaback very literally and assume that we want everyone who's harassed to directly confront their harasser. We don't. In fact, we started Hollaback because we tried that and it didn't work. We believe that safety is a priority, and no matter how you respond in the moment, that you also share your story online or through our apps. Using stories to document the extent of the problem, we engage legislators, employers, and schools to change the culture that tolerates harassment. Since 2010, we've trained more than 300 activists from more than 60 cities around the world to localize Hollaback in their community. Our site leaders are young and diverse. 82% are under the age of 30, 57% are under the age of 25, 47% are LGBTQ, 31% are people of color, and 18% have disabilities. Together, they've met with 100 legislators per year, resulting in tangible change, like anti-harassment ads in the Philadelphia transportation system, a resolution in the Scottish Parliament against street harassment, and mobile apps that will make New York City the first city in the world to document street harassment in real time. Our biggest challenge is capacity. This is one of the most rapidly growing social movements of our lifetime, and the demand to grow Hollaback into new communities is tremendous. Our team of 3 staff members works overtime to keep this movement moving. But we need to hire an international movement coordinator and communications coordinator to keep pace with the demand. With your support, we will create a training guide for employers and schools, including curriculum, referrals, and information on victims' legal rights. We'll also establish scholarships to fund travel to our annual conference, where those most impacted by street harassment can give short, taped, TED-inspired speeches. Lastly, we will launch and train 75 new leaders from 25 new cities. Each new city costs Hollaback $2,500 and includes comprehensive 3-month online training and technical assistance. There are 3 areas that we would like to launch if we're able to secure adequate support. First, we want to expand the type of data we collect to include demographics, prevalence, and impact so that we can better target the problems and the solutions. Second, we want to incentivize innovation by establishing a semi-annual competition where site leaders can submit their best ideas for funding. And lastly, we want to expand to college campuses. College campuses are a hotbed of harassment, with over 51% of college men admitting to harassing their fellow students.